March 26, 2024 meeting of the Transportation Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Bonnick. Ms. Bonnick is present. Chairman Burgess.
Present.
Chairman Burgess is present. Mr. Colby. Mr. Colby is present. Ms. DeFlorio. Ms. DeFlorio is present. Mr. Frazier. Mr. Frazier is present. Ms. Hugh Smith. Ms. Hugh Smith is present. Mr. Keller. Mr. Keller is present.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
Is there anyone present who is not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the February 27th, 2024 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 24-0100, authorize an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Hamlin for the administration of the Weiler Road Bridge project.
Excuse me for a second. I'm saying I'm having a little technical difficulty. Moved by Kobe, seconded by Hugh Smith. Is there any discussion? Legislator Kobe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you, Mr. Chairman, what's the timeline as far as when the bridge will be put out of service and how long will it be out? And when do you think it'll be back in service? And is it going over a winter or? Through you, Mr. Chairman.
Through the chair, construction is slated for 2026. And so one construction season.
Thank you.
That be it?
Yep.
Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 24-0102, amend the 2024 capital budget and bond resolution 411 of 2023 to provide an increase in funding, authorize a contract with Villager Construction, Inc. for construction services, and authorize an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Gates for sidewalk installation for the Highway Preventative Maintenance Number 10 project in the towns of Brighton, Henrietta, and Gates.
Moved by Hugh Smith, seconded by Bonnet. Is there any discussions? Legislator DeFlorio.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, what is causing the increase in funding?
Through the chair, it's inflation. FHWA has recently informed us that the inflation rate for construction industry is far surpassing the regular inflation rate. And since the end of 2020, it's actually gone up 58.6%. So it's a little difficult for us to accurately predict just what our needs are when we program these projects years ago.
Thank you. And through the chair to the administration, I see that the sidewalk estimate here is 41,000. Was this project considered for the matching sidewalk funding?
Through the chair, it was not. The town approached us 2 years ago asking if we could include it as part of this project. We did. We signed the intermunicipal agreement with them to pay their original fair share of this. But it's very difficult to include that magic sidewalk fund with federal money. So we have to be very careful when we tread with these projects with the installation of sidewalk.
Thank you. I yield the floor.
And on that, I mean, would not the federal grant apply to certain aspects of the project? Why would that impact other aspects of the project? Grant was paying for the paving of the road itself. Could you please explain why that would impact?
Through the chair, certainly. This is considered a 1R project. And if you look at the highway design manual, 1R projects pretty much limit you to any work from curb to curb, with the exception of if you touch an ADA sidewalk ramp. If the paving touches a ramp, you have to bring it up to ADA standards, but that's really all you're allowed to do.
So through you, Mr. Chairman, to the my understanding for future projects, if you have an R1R project that you're conducting, other project occurs, sidewalks, could you not? Projects occur simultaneously.
Through the chair, yes, you can have another simultaneous project, just not the federal project itself.
Okay, thank you.
Through the chair, yes, that's correct.
Legislator? Legislator Frazier?
Just one quick question for me, because I'm just trying to, there sidewalks currently on the west side of Elm Grove Road?
Chair, yes, that's why we were allowed to actually add this because it was a missing link. We got special dispensation from New York State, who's the gatekeeper of the money, to allow us to fill this small gap that exists, but we cannot ever use it for a wholesale sidewalk installation.
All those in favor? Oh, another question. Legislator Hugh Smith?
One other question through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration. Can you give us a status update on the sidewalk, projects? How towns can access it? Do you have an anticipated date?
Yes, it's relevant.
Through the chair, we have a draft application that hopefully will go out to municipalities soon, and the program has been shared with the town supervisors and mayors at the Council of Government meeting that was held on March 20th.
Tested that multiple times, so could we?
Through the chair, apologies if I misspoke, we still have a draft application. The program itself was, the concept of the plan was shared at the Council of Governments, and a final draft of the application will be shared with the legislature once it's complete.
So through you, Mr. Chairman, to administration, have also the draft presentation.
Chair, through the chair, it was a verbal presentation. There wasn't any written material that was shared. But we're happy to share it with the legislature.
Well, I guess through you, Mr. Chairman, to administration, I would request a presentation.
Through the chair. Great, sure.
Would that be played?
Through you, Mr. Chair, we can give you written details of that, what that presentation contained.
That'd be wonderful. Thank you so much.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 24-0103, amend the 2024-2029 capital improvement program to advance the Jacobs Road Bridge project from 2028 to 2024. Amend the 2024 capital budget to add a project entitled Jacobs Road Bridge. Authorize financing for the project. Authorize contracts with Ravi Engineering and Land Serving PC for engineering services and the New York State Department of Transportation for the Jacobs Road Bridge project in the town of Hamlin.
Moved by. Moved by legislator Hugh Smith, seconded by legislator Bond. Any, oh, yeah, legislator Kobe?
To you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration. Is there a list of who else, what other bid responders there was? There's only the one on our sheet, right?
Yeah.
Through the chair, can you please
Is-
repeat that question?
Is there any other responders to this bid, to this project? We only have one listed on our referral, the winning one. Was there any other applicants or bids?
Yes, I'm sorry. Through the chair, there were. I think there's approximately 10 to 12. I don't have the exact number, but yes, there were.
Could you either supply a list to us before the full legislators or meeting?
Through the chair, yes.
Thank you. I'll leave the floor.
Legislator DeFloor.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, and maybe it's just I'm not understanding how the referral is written, but it lists out the project and says, and authorizes funds for 312,000. But it then breaks down the service amount, for Rave at 230, almost 235,000. Are those two separate amounts that we're authorizing for like a total of over 500,000? Or is the 2,000 coming out of the 300 and, or I'm sorry, the 200,000 coming out of the 312? And if yes, why is there a difference? I don't know if that made sense, hopefully.
Through the chair, it did make sense. I don't know exactly why it's broken out in this way. I believe what's going on is it's the design fund that's being authorized, but the design portion includes right-of-way incidentals, actual right-of-way purchases, and the design of the project with the consultant.
So through the chair to the administration, let's call it $77,000 difference is for those additional right-of-way costs or anything else in addition to design services? Is that what you're?
Through the chair, yes, I believe so.
I guess, could we get confirmation prior to the full meeting, meeting on that?
Okay, through the chair, we do have confirmation that that extra amount is for the right-of-way.
Okay, thank you. I yield.
Any other discussions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 24-0104. Amend the 2024-2029 capital improvement program in the 2024 capital budget to add a project entitled Walker Road Bridge. Authorize financing for the project. Authorize contracts with CHA Consulting, Inc. for engineering services and the New York State Department of Transportation for the Walker Road Bridge project in the town of Hamlin.
Moved by legislator Hugh Smith, seconded by legislator Bonnet. Is there any discussions? Legislator Keller.
Yeah, thank you. Through you, Mr. Chairman of the administration. I just glancing at the numbers here, it appears to be exactly the same as the previous, authorizing financing the amount of 384 and CHA Consulting Engineering Services in the amount of 265. Similar or same explanation for this one?
Through the chair, same answer as previously.
All right, thank you. Yield the floor.
Discussions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 24-0105, amend the 2024-2029 capital improvement program and the 2024 capital budget to add a project entitled Bowen Hill Road Culvert. Authorize financing for the project, authorize contracts with Fisher Associates, PELS LA DPC for engineering services and the New York State Department of Transportation for the Bowen Hill Road Culvert project in the town of Mendon.
Moved by legislator Hugh Smith, seconded by legislator Bonnet. Are there any discussions? All of those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other items? I apologize. Are there any other items matters to come before this committee? Oh, there being no matters, the March 26, 2024 meeting of the Transportation Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Transportation Committee will be held on Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024 at 5:15 p.m.